Good morning and welcome to a very cold, wet and windy Padley Gorge in Derbyshire, which is just out there. It's pretty early in the morning, the sun's just come up, not that you can tell from the sky whatsoever because it's just covered in cloud and mist and fog and rain. But I thought that I'd come down to Padley Gorge because it's autumn and there aren't many places that look much better in autumn than Padley Gorge. And I thought for something a little bit different, what I would do is shoot both film and digital. 1 minute, there's a car going past. There we go. So yeah, I thought I'd do something a little bit different, shoot film and digital. So I've got my Sony A7III with my 16-35. I've also got my 70-200 if I want to get any telephoto shots. And I've also got my trusty Olympus mju zoom, so that's 35-70mm. And I thought today I would try some Fuji Superia 400. So it's ISO 400 film, so should be fine even though it's a bit dull today. And yeah, I'll try and get some sort of similar shots so that you can compare the film and the digital versions. And yeah, thought I'd take you along with me. I'm going to film it all on my GoPro, so it's not going to be the most cinematic of footage, but I'll take you along with me and we'll see what we can get. I'm going to have to do it handheld using this remote stick thing because I completely forgot my chest mount and it's a long way to go back to go and pick it up, and I'd probably wake Hannah up, so it's not worth it. So let's see what we can get. So, excuse the sound of running water in the background, but this bridge behind me here is one of my favourite places here. I absolutely love this bridge, so I'm going to try and get a couple of shots of this now. Now, as you can probably hear and definitely see, the rain has picked up. So it is raining quite a bit more now. Now, I'm under all these trees, so I'm pretty protected from it. However, it has meant that it's got a bit darker. So I am a little bit worried about my film shots. So obviously, ISO on here, I can increase as much as I want, but ISO on my film camera is set. So I'm not sure whether some of the film shots are going to come out underexposed. So what I'm doing is I'm going to shoot a few of them with and without flash. I didn't really want to use flash because I don't particularly like it for nature photography or landscape photography or whatever you want to call it. But I think I might need it. So we'll see. To be fair, I'll be overlaying shots over this video, so you've probably seen them already. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Although as we get down here it's a little bit bright because the woods aren't quite as thick if I spin around. So that's a bit brighter where we're heading, a bit darker where we've just been. So we'll see. Colours are absolutely beautiful though, and it's a lovely morning apart from the weather. But yeah, I've not seen anybody else so far, which is nice. I'm definitely social distancing because I don't think there's anybody within about 600 metres of me, never mind 2. But yeah, see how this goes. so there's no other word for it. It's now battering it down. Put both cameras away for a minute just to keep them dry. My A7III especially were getting quite wet, so gave that a wipe, popped it in my bag just to give it a bit of a break from the weather. I'm probably about halfway down the gorge now. Sorry that I'm not maintaining eye contact, by the way, I'm just trying to make sure I don't fall on my arse. Although to be fair, that'll probably make the video better. But yeah, so I'm heading down towards sort of Grindleford and where the train station is and stuff, see if hopefully it stops raining a little bit by then and maybe get some shots from the bridge or down by platform at the station. But yeah, it's absolutely battering it down. Well, I got down to the station and as you can probably hear, the rain's got worse. So I'm currently hiding in the train station shelter, hoping that it slows down a little bit. I'm not confident, but such is life. So while I was down at the station, I waited 20 minutes for a train to come past so that I could get some slow-mo footage on the GoPro. And the train that went past was the slow train that stopped at Grindleford. So literally like one out of, oh, in typical now there's a fast train. Yep, just my luck. Yeah, normally literally like maybe 1 in 6 or 7 trains that go through here don't stop. The one that I got in slow-mo was a slow train that was stopping anyway, so it was virtually crawling to the platform. So it's still absolutely pissing it down. But I'm going to head back up towards where the car is, this time going up the other side of the gorge, so hopefully there'll be a bit more we can get some photos of, and hopefully this rain will ease a little bit. We'll see. I know that this will be really loud here, but this looks beautiful. This place is even more beautiful from this side. Look at them colours. Unreal. So, I think that's pretty much going to be it. Almost back to the car, probably about another, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes walking. I think I've got 4 shots left on my film. So I'll see if I can get a couple of compositions through this last little bit, but as you can see I'm absolutely soaked. It don't look like it's getting any better, it's still quite dull. So, oh, and my GoPro battery's dying. So, if there are any more shots, they'll come on screen now. Other than that, I'll see you for a bit of a roundup once I've seen the photos that you've already seen now, or hopefully you've seen. If there were no good ones, you'll not have seen them. But I'll see you back at home where I'm dry. So as you've seen, and now thankfully so have I did actually manage to get some decent shots with the little Olympus. Now my worries about it underexposing because of it being quite dark were nothing to worry about at all. In fact, it did really well with the exposure and managed to get it pretty spot on in virtually every frame. However, this did lead to another issue. Now if I bring a few of these images up on screen, you'll see that because it really slowed down that shutter speed in order to get that exposure, it's led to some really blurry shots which are pretty much unusable. Now on the ones where it did get a decent shutter speed, I'm really happy on the whole with the images that I got. The Fuji gave some really nice warm tones, getting that really good vintage look, and straight out of camera I'm actually happier with the images from the Olympus than I am from the Sony. Now in comparing the two, obviously shooting digital has some huge advantages overshooting film. And you can see when you look at them side by side just how much more detail is captured by that sensor when compared to a film stock. There's so much more information that's stored and that's shown in the image by just how much more detail there is and how sharp it is. However, for me, the biggest advantage of digital is what you can do with them raw files once you've got them. Now, if you take the shot from the railway bridge as an example, if you actually look at the two straight out of camera images side by side, I actually prefer the one from the Olympus to the one from the Sony. However, if we take that raw file from the Sony into Lightroom and edit it, you can see with this image how much nicer that looks, to me at least anyway. See, for me that gives you the best of both. You've got all the sharpness and the detail from a digital file, but you can edit it to that film aesthetic. Now, I love shooting film. I do a lot of it. I've done quite a bit on this channel, and I do plan on doing more and taking you with me as I do so. But for me, it will never overtake digital because of that exact reason. I love taking an image into Lightroom and editing it to my style and to my taste and seeing what I can do with that file. Now, for some people, they really don't like that. Some people think that an image should be left exactly as it is when it comes out of camera, and they're of course entirely entitled to that opinion. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Have you shot film before? Do you only shoot film? Do you only shoot digital? Do you edit your images, or do you leave them as they are straight out of camera? Let me know in the comments down below. So I'm going to leave this video here with a few of my favourite edited images from the trip to Padley Gorge. So these are some of the raw files from the Sony that I've took into Lightroom and edited to my own personal style. I cannot recommend Padley Gorge highly enough if you're looking for somewhere to just go for a walk, for a hike, if you're just wanting to go for a picnic once obviously the weather's a little bit better. It's a beautiful place, it's really easy to get to, there's parking there. Also, there's an ice cream van there every single day, be it rain, snow or sunshine occasionally. But yeah, I really recommend Padley Gorge. But as I say, I'm going to leave you with a few of these images, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.